Hey guys, and welcome back to this big, beautiful build. We're just continuing straight along here on the next part. Right now, we are going to install the bulkhead covers. Each of these bulkheads, we're going to install some bolt studs, which I prepared here. I'm going to take our 2mm here, and underneath each of these bolt studs, we're going to have a millimeter shim, just like so. But threading it like so and carefully installing it. Just like so. And tightening it on the last one here. I'll turn the car around so it's in the same direction as the manual is suggesting that it should be. Gonna take the other side as well, like so. Just carefully installing it. Entering a millimeter shim here again. And again, when tightening the bolt stud, just tightening it, not forcing it, so to speak. Then we're going to take a 6mm screw here. These are the standard. Using my tray here, as you see, I'm lining each of them up so I can measure that they are the same. There we go. These two are that. And I need 4 of those. And they are the same, just like that. When installing these bulkhead covers, I'm placing the little groove downwards on both sides, so they are parallel there. So I'm going to take this one here and just follow the manual. Carefully, like so, loosening this one a little bit again so we're sure it's properly mounted, and then carefully just tightening the screw. We're going to do that on both of the side. Entering this screw here. Start screwing it in. Take screw number 2, like so. And carefully just tightening it. There we go. Very good. On the side here, we're going to mount the front shock tower. They come in a bag by themselves. There are 4 of them. They are not the same in the back and front, so just pay attention to that. So the short ones are in the front and the longer ones are in the back. So I'll place those there. Take one of those. And it's going to be placed here. There are 2 holes and it's going to be placed, we're going to screw it into this one. So it's going to look something like so. So I'll take, prepare these screws here. They are a 6mm socket screw, and I'll just thread it. I'll pre-thread it inside here. I'm going to guide it with my finger inside the hole, just like so. Again, this here is not going to be over tightened quite yet because it is in later part. We're also going to mount a screw in here, but for this part, no. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Beautiful, just like so. On the top here, on these two, on the end of the shock mount, we're going to screw down 2 bolt studs. So let me just get this here for us. Again, just tightening it ever so gently. And there we go. So that part is built. So on to the next one. So I'm going to do the same thing here in the back. So by the speed of editing, I'll just finish this part. It's exact same thing in the back. I'm going to use the bulkhead covers like so. I'm going to use the shock mount and just place them here. All right, so we installed the bulkhead covers here. We installed the shock mounts. Now it's time to go on installing the top deck. It is divided in two, a front and a back. And we are going to use 6mm screws, just like that, and something they refer to as upper deck bolt screws. These screws are a little bit different. They go on a 2mm, but they are just a little bit different in shape. Anywho, the front deck here is the short one of these two. So we'll place this nicely here. Make sure we can see the holes underneath the belt. And we can. Beautiful. Then we're going to take 4 6mm screws and tighten it nicely. Like so. By the way, guys, when you are building a car, what's the favorite part of a build you like? I have a friend of mine who seems to awfully like a lot building the shocks. I must admit, I do enjoy working on the drivetrain a lot, making it smooth, so to speak. Now the upper deck screws here goes in these small little holes here. Carefully just tighten them. Again, like I say all the time, not over tightening, just make sure that they are well in there and tighten, but not very hard. It doesn't really take a whole lot of energy to make sure that they are sitting snug in there. There we go. And now the back, top deck, just like so. I think I'm going to start with the upper, I think I'm going to start with the upper deck bolt here on the side. Just like so. Here we go. Now I see here from the manual, actually, it's just going to be 2 in the front and 2 in the back of the upper deck bolt. So I took just 1 too many here. I tightened all 3 there. It should only be 2, so I'm just in a minute going to take 1 out. So again, the importance of reading the manual properly. I built so many cars over the years, but that does not mean you should stop paying attention to the manual, actually. There we go. 1 is out, and we're just going to take this one here, place it here. Nice and snug. There we go. Next part is we're going to remember I said we're going to return to this part here where we are going to tighten down the shock mounts. So we are going to take these long screws here with the lock nut, and I do believe they are 10 millimeters. If I measure them here on my tray, it is indeed 10 millimeters. It also refers to here in the manual as he has 10 millimeters. So we're just threading this lightly through there. Then we're going to make sure we can thread this to the lock nut. Well, it's just going to be interesting. I think a girl hand would be much better here, or smaller hands. I have little chunky hands, but that's okay. There we go. It's sort of entered there. I'm going to take my pliers, like so. And I'm carefully just tightening this like so. Again, no need to use a whole lot of pressure. I'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Carefully, just tightening it. There we go. I'll give it a slight little tight here as well. again. There we go. And it is now nice and snug. And we'll need to do this in the back as well with the rear shock mounts. I'll loosen this one up a tiny bit. There we go. Fits really nice. And carefully just tighten it down. Tighten the other 6mm screw. There we go. And on to the last one. Just opening up just a tiny bit so I can thread the 10mm screw in here, like so. Taking my pliers here and tightening the lock nut to the 10mm and tightening up the 6mm screw again. There we go. Nice and snug. Onward to the next one. All right, guys. So what I did here was I entered it here. The ball bearings are sitting snug into the little grooves on the left and right side here, trying to make this as loose as possible, and you center it. Then afterwards you use this here to tighten it to the chassis. I'll build it real quick and I'll show it to you after it has been assembled. All right. So it says in the manual that, I saw now in the pictures, that instead of mounting everything to the stabilizers to begin with, I am going to just attach this stabilizer ball to the chassis, and then I'm going to thread the stabilizer through it. So, like that, here on this side. And we'll do the same thing here on the other side. Like so, beautiful. Let's see if we can thread it. I think actually we probably can't. So, all right, I did a mistake here because it's so snug actually. I'm going to take these off now again on both sides. And then we're going to be smart. Then I'll thread this properly like so. I'll just fasten it real quickly. We'll do the same thing on the other side here. Like so. Then we're going to be marrying it to the chassis. Like so. And like is a tight fit here. Like so. And when they are fitted, I'm going to loosen the set screw again to get it properly aligned. And everything should be moving really freely, and it is right now. It is moving very nicely up and down. Not too bad at all. They seem pretty on point. So I'll do the same thing in the back, and it's just the same procedure. All right, guys, so I'm working on the back of this car, and 3Racing, we gotta talk, man. I mean, it's way too tight. I appreciate the snugness, and I appreciate that everything, but at some point we gotta service this, okay? It's just lovely, tight and snug, but a little bit tight. I mean, it doesn't need to be that tight, okay? Fine, okay. So, version 3 maybe? Okay, thank you. So, when I am assembling these here, like so, I just want to show you how I do it. I lay it on the side like so, place it, then snap. It doesn't hurt any part. It's loose, easy. There you go. Take the other side. Just place it flat like so. There, and bang, boom, boof. Loose. Very nice. Voila. Beepity poppity boop. All right, so that concludes the end of this build. We're on to bag number 5. It's going to be a very exciting chapter. We're going to install legs, and then we're going to install some axles. Wow, the next episode is going to be filled with excitement. Maybe some action, maybe some love, who knows? Anyways, 3Racing, again, really appreciate the snugness. Everything is very cool, but come on, it's very tight there, okay? It's maybe next time an angle from the top, not the bottom, you know, so we can actually work on it a little. I'm thinking version 3, okay? Version 3. Version 2 is beautiful. This is my 2 cents from the top, not the bottom. All right, thank you. See you in the next episode. Oh, by the way, like, subscribe, and comment below. All right, see you in the next one.